Right, here's where we start for you on all angles at 2 o'clock. Former public protector Mkhwebane could be forced to repay 2.1 million rand irregularly paid for her stay at a luxury Pretoria estate. Acting public protector Kollega Kalega today told Parliament's Portfolio Committee on Justice and Constitutional Development that the office is seeking clarity from National Treasury on whether Mkhwebane should be held responsible for this. eNCA's Moloko Moloto followed that parliamentary briefing earlier today, and he joins us now live for more. Moloko, just remind us again about Mkhwebane's controversial stay at this luxury estate.
Good afternoon, Masero. Well, you would recall that there was a time when the former public protector, Advocate Mkhwebane, decided that she would go and stay at the estate in Pretoria, where the president, deputy president and ministers and their deputies stay. So this is an estate that is reserved for the executive, and this was after there were allegations that her life had been threatened, and apparently there was an assessment done by the police, although there's a little bit of dispute in that regard as to whether that assessment was ever done at all. Now, today, the acting public protector, Advocate Kalega, when she was briefing the Portfolio Committee about the office's annual report, she indicated that there's evidence that has emerged that Mkhwebane was advised not to go and stay there to cause the Office of the Public Protector to pay for her stay. And at the time when the story first came out, the reports were indicating that the Office of the Public Protector at that time confirmed to paying about 3.7 million rand for her to stay there. And at some point, of course, she left and downgraded to a smaller accommodation. Now, we heard before Parliament's Portfolio Committee, Kalega, saying that they want somebody to pay 2.1 million rand for that particular stay of Mkhwebane. And this was also at the insistence of the Portfolio Committee, saying that somebody must be held accountable. The dilemma here, Masero, is that according to Kalega, in terms of the framework that is there to hold people accountable, there's nothing that says those in the executive authority, say your ministers, mayors and all that, could be held accountable, including Mkhwebane, because he was the executive authority. The current framework would go after the small fish, the officials. So they are now going to the Office of the National Treasury to say, guide us here so that this money can be recovered. Maybe let's listen to Advocate Kalega there.
The former public protector was very well advised of the issue of the home that she was living in. Hence, at some stage, she had to move to a less costly place whilst we were still verifying with SAPS the circumstances under which she was living at that accommodation, which was paid for by the office. And as we were investigating the matter, the documentations were not properly forthcoming, considering that the current CEO was not the CEO at the time, and basically the executives who are from CEO, CFO, were not the executives at the time when this incident took place, but also from the part of the SAPS. The current commissioner was not the commissioner, the head of SAPS at the time when these incidences took place. But we then subsequently received the information, and SAPS having said that there was no authorization from their side in the form of the security report. It is then that the institution then requested the PP to vacate the housing. So it was brought to her attention. The legal costs regarding cases that the PPSA was not supposed to have paid for, this issue was also brought to the attention of the public protector. Hence, we discontinued payment of these cases immediately after her suspension. This also involves some of the litigation that took place in the Western Cape. So when we did that, we actually brought that to her attention.
Now, Moloko, there's also the question of the gratuity that's due to every public protector when they leave office. The Portfolio Committee had a say about it. Is Mkhwebane getting that money?
Well, just quickly before that, you are hearing Advocate Xoleka here saying that they are also looking at the issue of the legal costs that were paid for Mkhwebane in her personal capacity. South Africans would recall that in many instances the court would say that she must pay the legal cost whenever she loses a case, but sometimes even when she was litigating, it would seem as if the Office of the Public Protector was the one that would pay. And Xoleka was telling Parliament today that they are collating the invoices, all of them, and they do not have a final figure as yet. And once they have that figure, they will then go after her and make sure that they recover that money. Yes, the issue of the gratuity, the money that would be due to every public protector when they leave office. We know she was impeached a few weeks ago, and in any way her contract was coming to an end because she has served the 7-year non-renewable term. And we don't know at this point in time as to whether, because she's been impeached, what is the law saying, and there just seems to be confusion in that regard. So Xoleka is saying that because there was a question asked by one member of the portfolio committee to say, what is the decision there regarding the payment that perhaps is presumably due to her? And Xoleka is saying that the Office of the Public Protector doesn't have that responsibility to make a determination as to how much is due to Mkhwebane. Instead, she says that is the responsibility of Parliament, and she says that she's aware already that there is somebody who's been appointed a legal counsel who is going to be determining that. We don't know whether the determination would be that she has to be paid this particular amount of money, and whether that amount of money really will be paid ultimately, considering the fact, as I said, that she's now been impeached. But let's listen to the acting PP.
Regarding the issue of the gratuity, Honorable Juan, at no stage has PPSA even made an attempt to try and say that amount, we will consider paying that amount, or whether that amount is payable or not. The determination for the public protector and the deputy public protector is not done by the institution, is done by processes outside of the institution. So what the institution has done in this respect is really to approach Parliament. The latest report or communication we received from their legal services is that they were in a process of procuring a senior counsel to give them a legal opinion, and this was also communicated by Parliament to the media. Now, the challenge of PPSA obtaining a legal opinion in respect of a function of the determination that is not the function of the PPSA is that the legal opinion might say whether the money is payable or not, but it would not say it's that for PPSA to do, but it would say it is for a particular body to do, and that is the body that is really responsible for the determination of the terms and conditions of the public protector.